Good Hope Ministries, 2018. Meet the team. It is the main building of the compound in Mzuzu, Malawi. On the right, we have the living quarters. Left to it, we have the office, then a room for classes, and a room for teaching sewing. There are 5 different containers in the compound filled with clothing, Bibles, blankets, tools, spare parts, and many other things to help villagers. This is the classroom where they teach sewing. These ladies at the end of the course will receive a certificate allowing them to find work in town, as well as in the morning and the afternoon they will receive time with biblical lessons to help them grow in their spiritual faith. One other thing they learn is how to make undergarment for ladies, which is so much needed in that country and other countries of Africa. Meet Anna and the team member as they are loading up the truck before they go into villages. The week before going to villages, the team will go scouting, meeting with chiefs, meeting with schoolmaster to find out how many people there are in the villages, what will be needed to make the program work better. On the way to villages, you encounter many different challenges, and the road is the biggest one. Many times the roads are almost impossible. It will take many hours extra just to get there because we could get stuck, especially in the rainy season where it's all mud. So this is always a challenge to get to those villages. Prior to go to the villages sometime or at night or some other times, Gifts and others will go on the bike to rally people, telling them there's something going on, lunch is ready, the movie is ready. So there's always something to do to try to get people to show up. Feeding people at lunchtime is part of the program that we go villages. We start with kids and then we go to teenagers and adults. They will receive very nutritious food. That food is donated by Hope Ministries, and whether it would be rice, dry vegetables, and other things. One very successful ministry is when we leave villages, we ask if we could find adults, men, women, or pastors that will be willing to teach biblical lessons to kids. And if they do, we'll give them free soccer balls because soccer is very popular and kids will come to play soccer. So prior of playing soccer, they will hear the biblical lessons and study with the pastors or the adults. And after that, they will play soccer. And then when they finish, they get the balls back so the kids will come back because they want to play again. One more thing that the team does when they go to the village, they always keep an eye on kids and some adults to see what they're wearing and to see many of them they are very poor. They don't have enough money to wear adequate clothes. And you could tell the clothes are ripped and it's very poor shape. So they will bring them close to the truck and not to embarrass them. They will be careful to give them new clothes and send them home. There are many, many kids in each village. It's a huge ministry, and we have team members that will teach with them, play with them, sing with them while we're doing work with other adults and teenagers. So it's a huge ministry, and there's always lots of kids. Meantime, there will be some people teaching teenager boys and teenager girls about their relationship with God, their relationship with each other, and how to grow and to be a great young man, a great young woman, how to stay pure before the Lord. Very important teaching. There will be also some teaching adult women, some will be teaching adult men, and then some of them will be teaching couple as they get together, because each role is very important to learn about it from God's perspective. At the end of the day, after all these teachings, we will give those who were there all day a Bible. That will be going to the adults. It will be in their local languages. These Bibles were provided by Gideon International in Canada, and it's always one of the reasons why these people come all day long in the heat just to get a Bible at the end of the day. But meanwhile, they receive a lot of good information, a lot of good teaching about their role as a Christian. They will also provide skincare. There's a little boy being sprayed on his head because he's got ringworms. There was another little boy that came before where he had very much infected head, and you could tell that probably one of the witch doctor put something in there to try to cure it, but it didn't work. After treatment from the team, this is what it looks like. Totally healed and a big smile on his face. And this is all the time happening. The team will also provide to help the villages to fix their boreholes. They will teach those in the village that are the committee to look after these boreholes. They will teach them how to fix them, as well as will work fixing it with them, and they will sell them the parts at cost, so that they will have responsibility to make sure they pay for that also. Otherwise, they will not learn the value of what the work is being done. There's another picture of fixing boreholes. They usually don't know how to fix it, so the team makes sure that when they fix it, they're teaching a few people and leave them some spares so that they won't have to do it for them again. One more thing that we do, very important, is do eye clinic as we go to villages. We normally ask the teachers or schoolmasters which one of the kids have a problem reading or cannot read, and they will test those children, as well as providing reading glasses for 40-year-old and above, which a lot of them have problems to read. And it's always beautiful to see they smile after they read a sentence or two that they could not do that before. The ministry is also involved in prison ministries. They do work in Mzuzu prison as well as Rumpi, where they teach Bible studies. These prisoners are so happy to see them. They're so happy, eager to read and to know about God. This man in this picture is David. David is actually an ex-prisoner that got saved while he was in prison, and now he wants to teach God's word and God's love to these men and women. One of the books we provided for kids are illustration studies or illustration stories for kids, which they love. They love cartoons, so they love that kind of teaching. And I'm sure when they bring them home, that the parents love them too, because they probably understand very well. We also have Bible teaching for adults. Before we're leaving a village, after visiting them all day, teaching them lessons, we leave them the books. And we try to find somebody, a pastor or an elder, that can take that over and teach these people. The team will go back, do a follow-up, and see how they're coming along, answer any question they may have, and continue to see the village grow in their faith. This is the team this year we went with, and I experienced what these men and women are doing when they go to villages, how they meet people, how they teach them, how they love upon them, how they share the good news with these people, and we see miracles of life being changed and transformed. It is awesome. This year they went to some villages that nobody ever been there before. They had to go on water on Lake Malawi to get there, and the welcome was awesome in most places where we went. But what we hear afterwards, after we left, is the stories and how many lives were changed. It is a worthwhile ministry. It's well run. It's done. It's run by local men and women that love their own country people. I ask you to pray for these men and women to continue to share the good news. And if you could give time, you could give money towards this ministry, I would like to encourage you. Just contact Anna. You want to see her name and address and the website. And if you have any questions, she would be more than happy to help you and answer them. Thank you.